Blessings, good evening to you all. We'll begin with some quiet meditation, just for 10 or 15 minutes. So please find a comfortable seat, as best as you can, as comfortable as you can. Close your eyes and bring your attention inwards. Sometimes Lumpur used to say, imagine you're sitting on the top of a mountain all on your own. So you're developing that feeling that you're miles away from everyone else. Miles away from other people, other business, the problems of the world, the issues of the world. So you're now sitting somewhere quietly, even though you may be with other people or close to other people. Just bring up this perception that you're on your own. Now turn your attention to the feeling of the in-breath and the out-breath. So perhaps beginning by picking up the breath at the tip of your nostrils. As you take an in-breath, notice the sensation of the air brushing past your nostrils, going down, filling your lungs, so your lungs expand with the in-breath. Your abdomen, just above your stomach, it arises. And then, with the out-breath, it settles, falls. The lungs deflate. And the out-breath goes out at the tip of your nostrils. So for a few moments, get familiar with these 3 points: the tip of your nostrils, the chest, the abdomen, the chest, the abdomen, the chest, and then the tip of the nostrils again with the out-breath. If you find it helpful, you can count. 1 in-breath, 1 out-breath, 2 in-breaths, 2 out-breaths, up until 10. Or you can recite the word Buddho from Buddha. Bud on the in-breath, Do on the out-breath. Or if you prefer, no sound, no recitation, just paying attention to the sensation at these 3 points to make them clear until you're ready, and then just pick 1 point. If you're not sure where, then try the tip of the nostrils and pay attention to that point alone. You can pay attention to either of the other 2 points, but if you're new or you're not confident, try the tip of your nostrils. And just keep bringing attention to that one place. Excuse me. So you don't need to bring your attention inwards, following the breath anymore. Just center your awareness, your attention at the tip of your nostrils. Notice the breath going in and the breath going out. And each time your mind begins to wander, bring it back. Catch it. That's why you might find counting or reciting Buddha helps. Because it helps you to just heighten your effort to pay attention. So you'll notice whenever your effort slackens, mindfulness, the recollection of the breath slips, and then your mind gets caught into another train of thought. And it's so fast, because we've done it so many times before, that it catches us out very quickly, and your mind is gone. Thinking again, lost in thought, daydreaming, eventually may become sleepy. So your main effort in the beginning is to bring attention to the breath at the place you've chosen and let go of the different thoughts. And you need both mindfulness, so paying attention to the breath and that feeling of the breath. Need clear comprehension, so clearly comprehending what you're doing and why, what's going on, knowing whether the breath is going in, the breath is going out. You need effort to place the breath and the mind on the breath, to stay with the breath. Takes effort, mental effort. To be mindful of the breathing takes effort. So these three qualities, mindfulness, clear comprehension, and effort, work together as you're practicing. And the more you do it, the more you get to know the breath, your breath at this very moment, whether it's long or short, coarse or refined, fast or slow. As you're becoming familiar with your breathing, you notice these different aspects of your breath. We're not aiming to control the breath or make it a certain way, but to observe it and know it from moment to moment to moment, which helps you to let go of everything else. And if there are persistent thoughts coming up, dragging your attention away from the breath into thinking about something else, worrying, planning, remembering, getting angry or irritated, desiring, fantasizing, wanting. You can also use some wisdom, some understanding to remind yourself that all these thoughts, ideas, images are temporary, impermanent. They come and go. They arise, they pass away. And you can remind yourself of that every time you get lost in a train of thought. As you become aware of the fact that you've lost mindfulness of the breathing and you're now caught into a train of thought. Notice how it was impermanent. You thought something for a while and then that thought faded out. If you're still not mindful, your mind will pick up another thought will arise and take your attention, continue to take your attention. But at some point you will establish mindfulness, you'll remember what you're doing, you regain your mindfulness, your clear comprehension, and your direct awareness back to the breath. And you can see that those thoughts that kind of tricked you are temporary, impermanent. There's nothing much to them. They were just certain thoughts triggered by sensations and feelings and memories popping up into your mind. And what's left is now the quality of mindfulness with the breath and the knowing that thought is impermanent. It arises, it ceases, but that's what it is, that's what thoughts do. It's what feelings and sensations in the body do. It's what images that come into your mind do. They arise and they pass away. And this is a new kind of knowing based on mindfulness and wisdom as you practice mindfulness of breathing. If you do this practice regularly, you'll find you become more skilled at it, experience more peace, more relaxed awareness, and less stress, because you have more self-control and you understand what stress is. It's made up of thoughts and feelings that arise, pass away. And then meditation can become more enjoyable. And seeing the impermanent nature of physical sensations, the breath itself, thoughts, feelings, becomes quite enjoyable to observe that and practice letting go. And just spend the last few minutes, I'll stop talking until you hear the bell. You can just quietly meditate.